I'm a fruit lover. You never look your mate in the eye when you're eating a banana. Hello everyone, welcome to the Deep Drop. We are back. We've had a week off. It has been a huge couple of weeks. I'm pumped to be back in the studio. My name is Luke McCredden and I'm very excited to be joined, as always, by my good friend and Deep Drop colleague, Adam Ring. Ads, we're back, baby. How are you? What is going on? I haven't seen you for fucking weeks.
I'm tired. I'm emotional. It's been you've been out of the country, so our somewhat daily catch-ups, I felt abandoned. I felt alone.
Yes.
And then we managed to somehow align the time differences and smash out a quick, I guess, pre-ICAST chat. And listen, you and I haven't spoken about ICAST. I cannot wait to get into it in this pod, because just as you arrived back into the country, I left to go to AFTA, so the small, I guess the ugly red-headed stepchild of ICAST. I got ready for AFTA, so our own Australian version of it.
Yeah.
And we were supposed to meet up there.
Yes.
Both working for separate companies. But Luke, you brought back a few things from the US of A, one of which rhymed with COVID. And you were pretty crook, my friend, because you sounded shithouse on the phone.
Oh, mate, I couldn't believe it. I was pretty hammered by the time we got back to Melbourne, and thought, I feel a bit. I think I'm just a bit, just tired and run down. It's been a huge couple of weeks in the US, and then progressively just went downhill over for the next 24 hours. And I think I was about to board a plane another 24 hours later, and thought I'm feeling pretty shithouse here, and I'm gonna. Do the right thing and just test myself, because, I think I'd worked out just in the last week I'd been on 10 different flights throughout the US and obviously the to and from Australia. And, the COVID test nearly exploded. It was...
Well, I caught up with a few of your colleagues.
Yeah. I sent the team. I said, I'm staying home. I'm staying in bed. Off you go. You go do it. Hold the fort. Fly the flag. So they did.
Yeah, I think I caught up with a couple of them. I said... He's pretty crook, eh? And they're like, yeah, he's no good.
Yeah.
Like, I spoke to him just before. He's not sounding great.
Yeah.
But what a difference 24 hours would make, because I spoke to you at your worst, and I think the day after you sounded a hell of a lot better. Now, whether you felt any better was different, but mate, that first time we spoke when you got back, it sounded pretty grim over the phone.
I don't think I'd had COVID since the COVID days, if that makes sense. I don't, and I can't recall how it made me feel back then, but Jesus Christ, like it knocked me for six, and it actually hit me halfway. I don't know if I should say this, halfway back from the States, so on that LA flight. Halfway along, I just hit the wall hard and went, I'm not real good here. And then, progressively just got worse and worse and worse. Anyway, got over that pretty quick. So I'm all negative now, Adam. So I'm allowed to go out and about. It's all good. Looking forward to get back into things. But unfortunately did miss seeing you, my friend, and obviously everyone else in this great industry that we're in ads at AFTA. But from all accounts, it was a great show. Everyone had a good time. Looking forward to hearing from you a little bit later on in this episode about some of the highlights from AFTA, maybe some post-show shenanigans stories. I'm not sure. I'll leave that up to you. I wasn't there.
A little bit went on. I behaved myself. I did. No, I did.
Yeah. Because it's easy to slip up and find yourself with a very painful hangover, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that's where I'm lucky. We'll get into it later.
Okay.
But
because I've got a few.
Good.
I received a few text messages from people. So I reckon there was some sore heads on the public day. Let's just say that. But we can touch on that later. But yes, look, overall, ads. It's been a huge couple of weeks. So I just want to firstly say, thank you, everyone who's continued to stay in touch via social media and sending in all sorts of cool stuff. Obviously, there's some videos up there if you want to check it out. We did one of my favourite retail visits of all time, which is the Bass Pro in Memphis, Tennessee, which people might be familiar with just seeing pictures of. It's the one with a huge pyramid attached to the top of it.
That's insane. Just saying that is insane.
Yeah, and it's a full hotel. Like you literally can stay there, and you know it's an impressive store when you walk in, and about half an hour in. Shout out Corey, who's one of my colleagues, said to me, we've been here for about half an hour and not looked at a single product.
That's a good shot.
Shit,
That's a good shot.
Just the theatre, mate. There are fish the size of just buses swimming around, like massive catfish and sturgeon. Sturgeon? Is that
Sturgeon?
Yeah, sturgeon.
Nice.
And obviously heaps of bass, and there's trout ponds and, oh, mate, gators.
What?
Yeah, in a tank, in a big bloody thing. Anyway, so that was really cool, so that's up on social media if you want to check that out. So thank you everyone for staying in touch with YouTube and TikTok and Instagram, of course Spotify, tuning into the episode that we recorded internationally, Adam, first ever.
You went international, and we became a worldwide show from that day on.
Pretty much. The Deep Drop is where you can find us on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube and, of course, Spotify. And, Adam, the website is another place you can go because we've got some gear there, we've got some merch, we've got all our episodes and all the information about us and the episodes on thedeepdrop.au. Now, before we get into things, I just want to see the combo. Did it make an appearance? It didn't make an appearance at ICAST. Did it make an appearance at AFTA?
No, I went up and had a look. So when all the voting was going on, us as exhibitors got a little sneak peek of what had been entered the night before everything went up. I went straight to the combo section, had a gaze and thought, we'll give him a shot. We'll give him one more year.
Yeah,
because if we enter, it's all over.
Yeah, it's not. We've said that. It's not fair.
No, I think we it's pretty well established now. Well, if we were to enter the combo, it's over.
Yeah, and we'll get into the gala dinner and the Best in Show awards a bit later in the show. We're going to go through those. I feel like what would probably happen is A, it would win Best in Show. B, we'd probably be immediately inducted into the Hall of Fame, and we're not ready for that yet. There's other people who have earned that small way more than us. Anyway,
we weren't there. We will be at some stage, but we thought we'd give them at least another 12 months to try and come up with something that would rival. The combo.
All right. Thedeepdrop.au. Go ahead, grab yourself a cap and stubby holder combo. That's the combo that Adam is talking about. We'll cover the freight. Buy the combo. We'll ship it to you. Get amongst it. Rep the brand. It's looking good on some heads on some photos that are getting sent through ads, I've got to say. And Jesus Christ, it makes this Miller Chill taste even better. What's a Miller Chills tonight for drink of the week?
I like it.
Yeah, not what I remember, but it's all right.
But from memory, because I haven't had one in years also, were they ever that good? It seems to me like it seems to me like the beer you have when you need to just change it up for one drink.
Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah, that's not bad.
You don't want to muck about and go and dive into spirits because it's just got headache written all over it.
Yeah,
it's just that one to break it up.
It's almost like a cider. Like if you just need a cider to break it up, but it's not as sweet and shitty. So that's a fair call. That's not bad.
Tough drop to have a session on, I think.
Yeah, and look, I'm just sticking to the American brands at the moment. Had a nice Bud Light.
It.
Bud Light was my go-to.
Nice,
good drop.
Yeah.
Anyway,
like it.
Good trip, ads. Just to round up, I suppose, and catch up on that because you're right. We literally haven't even spoken. So
last we spoke,
yes,
you had been into the. Well, it was like a
new product. It was a new release showcase. So it's similar to AFTA. There's a bunch of categories. Every exhibitor, brand, supplier, whatever you want to call them, has the opportunity to submit a new product into said categories. So it's not everything new is in this new showcase. It's just one of the
highlighted stuff.
Yeah. And then so you're right. So I'd just been through that, I think, from memory, which was cool. There's some cool gear, obviously, from all the big brands in the States. Rapala being one of them, Z-Man, Shimano, Daiwa, and then the next day. In fact, we recorded. I think it was early morning my time. So that day, yes. I was about to head into day one of the actual trade show.
Yep.
And it's exciting. And listen, for people listening that are just love tackle and gear. it's one of those ones where you walk in and go, oh, this is Christmas. You know, this is heaven. So it was cool. It's big. It's big. It's America. Everything's fucking big.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
is there anything that I've got so many questions. You tell your story and
No, I don't have a story. I was just going to summarise. It was basically a couple of days of walking the show floor, finding bits and pieces. Plenty of things stood out. Like there was a big presence of marine, like boating, marine accessories, and things like power poles and a lot of electronics and a lot of just accessories and bits and pieces. There was a really strong presence compared to last year. As far as new and innovative lures, for example, there was some key releases from, again, some of those big brands like Rapala. Z-Man had some really cool stuff, which we will see here in Australia at some point pretty soon too. But again, a lot of it is obviously tailored for the bass market and the sport. It is a sport fishing show, and you sort of got to remember that ICAST is designed around sport fishing. So there is a fly fishing section to it, which...
It was empty, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so.
It's a popular little area, but they have to be out by 6 p.m. because it's past their bedtime.
Nice.
And then, but no, look, so it's just epic. Like there's just a massive of things to go and check out and see, and it's very interactive and loud, and it's all going on. So I'm open to questions, Ads, because I feel like it's something that you would froth over quite a bit. The old ICAST, but had a great time. Had a great time and struggled to come home with no ideas. Like it just gets your brain ticking, and I've got so many things that over the course of the next probably few weeks I might break down and suggest that we have a bit of a crack at here in Australia. We spoke about worms. We've spoken heavily about worms.
And I saw the I don't know if it was a story or a reel or of the worms. Dude, it's next level. Like I don't even know where to start. Like it's crazy. Everyone has a worm.
Every brand of soft bait has a worm, whether it's a big name brand like Live Target and Crush City, Z-Man, or it's that. And when I say big name, that big name's for us, but they've got brands there with mass presence in the stores, like Zoom baits. You might have heard of them. Obviously, an American.
Yeah.
And all sorts. Like there's a million. There's literally, and they are very naive of me to say this, but how can they be that different? You know what I'm saying? But they must. One of the things I did get chatting to a guy in one of the Bass Pro stores about that, and I said, is some scented? Do some have different actions, even though they're just a worm? And he said, yeah, they've all got little things that are a bit different, but ultimately they're rigged. There's multiple rigging options, which we touched on last episode, Ads, and they all kind of do the same. But for the most part, it's kind of one of those ones where, this is where their market in fishing is heavily influenced by pro anglers. And that's just not something we're familiar with or we can relate to. So we've got influencers out there like people on social media or, which is cool. And same but different. But we're talking if your favourite footballer wears Nike boots, that's what you want to buy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So your favourite angler, like old mate from Crush City, what's his name again? I always forget his name.
Jacob Wheeler.
Yeah, so he was floating around ICAST as well. But like he's so successful that if you've got half an interest in him, you're buying Crush City. Yeah. You know what I mean?
It's a very interesting observation because you're right. We don't have, even think the biggest names that we've got from a marketing and I guess a face, even older than what influencers. Take the TV personalities.
Yeah.
Have we got to a point? Because the last thing I think of where I think the big faces maybe had an insane influence. Would you say it was Squidgies?
Yeah, but then it's a hard one because then they didn't really have competition either.
Yeah,
so it's not like there was.
And you're right. I don't think it was necessarily the face. I think it was probably more the marketing.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's strange. You're right. We don't have the.
It's different, eh?
the footballer wearing a pair of Nike boots.
Well, to the point where there is signage in store with posters of Jacob Wheeler with Crush City and a bass. And you go, oh fuck, that's what I need. So it's very influencer heavy. So like I said, we've got influencers, but not to the level of, but like being a successful athlete.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, which they do have over there.
And every brand is affiliated with, or I should say every pro angler is affiliated with a lure brand or a rod brand or a reel. So there's direct links to sales and the reasoning for all these brands being in store. But, you know, there's that and the fact that these stores are enormous and bigger than anything we've ever and probably will ever see here.
Yeah.
So the room and space to have everything, like, it's phenomenal. So, yeah, it was cool to see all that. And I suppose after going for a couple of years, you sort of, the shock factor of how much there is goes, and you can start dialing in a bit and going, okay, like you get, there's a few patterns there that are really interesting. So overall, it was really cool to see a few of the Aussie brands and familiar brands, like I said, with Z-Man and Crush City, which are global brands. But shout out to the Halco boys that are making a fair bit of noise over there at the moment in a really positive way. So seeing some of the lures in stores kind of cool, because you're like, oh, they're from bloody WA, mate. Like,
that's cool. Yeah, that is cool. Bit of Aussie pride there.
Bit of Aussie pride in that. Didn't see any deep drop caps or stubby holders though. But
yeah, it's sold out.
Yeah, sold out must be.
Yeah.
So very cool. And just like I said, the scale of ICAST itself and the retail itself is just impressive, and it's fun, and you pick up a lot of stuff that you go, oof, like to have a crack at that over here, you know.
Yeah.
Also. But yeah.
I don't know. It's still, I guess, having not seen it personally, it still gets hard for me to look at it and see photos and talk to you about it and go, could we do that here? And I know the obvious answer is it's hard. We don't have the population density. Fishing, we don't have like the fishing still. I mean, listen, you and I and the deep drop community do know that it's an Olympic sport. Like it's as high, you know, end as it gets.
Yeah.
But realistically, like it's a hobby.
Yeah.
Whereas over there, it seems like a little bit more of a, I guess a way of life, or which maybe, that's not fair to say. That's not fair to say because it is a little bit like that. Is it just a people thing?
I think so, and I think about this a lot, and especially over there. I wonder whether pound for pound, it's pretty similar. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I don't know. It might not be
packets of worms per capita.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's the same.
Yeah. And like even take ICAST the show. If you line that up to AFTA, obviously tiny compared to, but then you line up population compared to the Australian population, you go, well, it actually lines up. It makes sense.
Well, actually, here's a question for you, because I have some thoughts after just coming back from AFTA, which we'll get to later. But what's the general vibe now that this is the second time you've been there, so you knew what to expect? What's the general vibe? Not that you felt from the show, but what's the vibe that the people attending the show? So is it like AFTA where the shops and representatives? What was the vibe of those people?
It's a good question, and funnily enough, I do, especially like I said, a couple of years in, I start looking at a bit of that. There is, I don't know, my take is there is a buzz. Like people really froth on it hard. Like you've got, and I don't know whether it's, and this isn't a knock. This is just I suppose an observation. The volume of the American people is a fair bit louder than what we're used to. So the energy's up. Like the energy's there. So the exhibitors are really high energy. They're always like, come and, have a seat. Do you want a drink? What's going on? They want to know everything about you. And that's just not even to us, the token Aussie tourists, because once they see you from Australia, they're pretty excited. But you see them talking to their local stores or retailers that are coming by, and there's definitely a buzz. Like it's a pretty, and one of the big differences I can see is the lead up to ICAST from a social media standpoint and general marketing standpoint is epic. Like, it is pumped up so hard that, you know, there is campaigns for months before it just talking it up, talking about how huge this is and how here's how to navigate ICAST this year and here's what to look for. And there is so much. And anyone can see that if you want to jump on ICAST show and just follow it for even into next year. They'll start talking about that, you know, after Christmas. And to the point where they're talking about 2026 now. And it's like, there's not that pump up here, I don't think. Is there?
No, well, and okay, we're getting into some stuff that this is the type of stuff like that you and I talk about privately. Like, this is the stuff that we get so passionate about this industry and what we do. Yeah. You can't help but think about, observe things and how it gets better. Because the one thing I'll say about AFTA, though it's very exciting for all of us on the exhibitor end, we've all got our new staff and we're trying to show everyone and get it. It's not an excitable show. Everyone's pretty mellow. Half the time, you're not sure if half the people there, it feels like it's a chore, or if they actually want to be there for any specific reason.
Yeah.
It's different now. Australia's about to go through a bit of a change. This was the last time for a couple of years it'll be on the Gold Coast. It moves over to Brisbane next year, and there was a little bit of talk about that. And it is going to be a bigger show. We're in a bigger premises. I think there's incentives there for the wholesalers to take on bigger stands. So there is stuff in the works to try and make it bigger and better. But that's a great one, because you find the hype with our trade show happens as the trade show starts, and it's solely driven by the exhibitors, whether that's Rapala, whether Shimano, Daiwa, Pure Fishing, all of these. They'll start slowly trickling out maybe some teasers for some of their big releases, and then day one of AFTA, when it's officially released, you'll start to see socials get flooded with bits and pieces, but zero beforehand.
Yeah, mate, it's phenomenal, and even just, you know, if you're registered to attend ICAST, the emails that you get, it's like to the point where it's too much. Yeah. But it's like, here's what you know, just, I don't know, highlights of things to check out and do, and while you're here, do this and go out, and to the point where it's like recommending restaurants for after the show and stuff like that, and it's just it's huge. Yeah, but
again, size of the show would contribute to that.
It would. Yeah. But it did make me think this year in particular. It did make me think. Well, we don't. Because part of the campaign, the marketing campaign for ICAST, is why you need to be here as a retailer. This is why you need to be here. So I'm like, there's something to take from that, I reckon. Anyway, that's kind of, you know, that's...
Yeah, it's here nor there. It's a different conversation.
Yeah, different conversation.
But I find it interesting because, we see it as the holy grail, especially those that, you know, we haven't been there. Yeah. It seems like the world's greatest time as someone who likes fishing tackle. But is it? Because I'm sure there's, you know, people out there think that of AFTA. And listen, to an extent, it is.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's everybody's cool new shit.
Yeah.
All under the same roof. So it is really cool.
Yeah.
But it never hits fever pitch, if that makes sense.
No, I agree. I totally agree. And that's not to, you know, anyone's fault or anyone.
No, it's not. It's not even a negative. It's just, maybe it's the American way. Everything's over the top, and we're a little
part
bit,
of it.
We're just a little bit more chilled out.
We are naturally.
As a race of people. Yeah. So it does make perfect sense. But it's always, it would be cool if there was that. Like,
there's always
can't wait to get to AFTA this year.
Also, a shitload of the retailers that are there, just live streaming and fucking on Twitch and like talking to their, hey, comment and drop your comments if you want to see. Like, it's like
so interesting.
Non-stop.
When you saw that, did you walk past and think, oh, spare
it? Nah.
Did it add to the vibe?
It adds to the vibe for sure.
Because there is a little bit of that around AFTA, and you look at him and you're like, what's going on here?
The way I see that is
that gets everything pumped up.
That is the promotion that it needs, I reckon, and as in AFTA. So I'm all for that. It's just funny how many live Twitch streams I would have just featured in by walking past or bumping into someone, and then just this Twitch stream audience hearing someone go, "Oh fuck, sorry, mate."
That's awesome.
So, yeah, and it's non-stop, man. And it's like, at one point, one of our crew was like, "Oh, we're on that opening night, the new product showcase," and pulled out his phone. He's like, "Oh, am I allowed to take a photo?" And I'm like, "Dude." And we look around and everyone's got these lights and big cameras going, "Hey, everyone, we're here at night one at ICAST." And I'm like, I think you could take a photo, mate. You'll be right.
You're pretty sweet.
So, yeah, massive buzz. So to answer your question, yeah, big buzz. And I love it. I'm here for it.
So okay. So this is very interesting. So maybe AFTA needs an influx of people that are doing that stuff, because we have people there that can do it.
Yeah,
but the in seems to be that you've got to try and get in with one specific exhibitor, and you just spend the event on that stand.
Well, the other thing is there is a lot of. I'd love to know how many.
Because are these people, are they representatives from shops that are doing that, or are they just influencers that get invited?
Yeah, no, well, you can go as a media attendee or whatever you want to call them. So I'm sure that there's just TikTokers and Twitch streamers that just go as a media person. So I'd love to know how many people attend after under the media badge. There wouldn't be many. Steve Morgan.
So here's the
That's
thought.
about it.
So here's the thought. AFTA has a public day.
Yeah.
Does ICAST have a public day?
No.
Yeah, sweet. And our general consensus on the public day is, like, isn't a shitload of people signed up, and there was a line exiting the exhibition centre.
Yeah.
So that's really good for the Queensland population.
Yeah.
Should we consider sacking the public day and replacing it with a media day, where we, as an industry, invite, like personally, they get invited by AFTA. All of the influencers and bits and pieces all over social media and TikTok and YouTube and all this stuff, they get invited to come in, where they get closed access to the entire industry, and they can walk around and they can create the hype by asking the companies about their product that excites them, and they're doing this. Do you think that would... You know what I mean?
Do you know what? I don't reckon that would do much, because I reckon the people that you would invite, they're already there.
No, but that's what I mean. They're almost invited there to do a specific job, because those people do get invited, but they only get invited for the public day when there's already 6,000 kids there. So there's no point. They can try and do all this stuff for their channels, but you can't hear a thing anyway.
No. And well, you could argue that they should just be there during the trade days, because it's less hectic and noisy, and they could get all that. Like, again, and I wasn't taking the piss. Like, Steve Morgan is there every year doing those sort of chats and interviews and talking to people about new product. That's cool. That's good. But yeah, it wouldn't hurt for another 6 or 7 of people to be doing that same but different sort of thing, I reckon.
And the only reason I say put a dedicated side away, you're right, they're there during the trade days, but the trade days for the Australian trade show is about business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
we're
talking to the shops that we're trying to sell this stuff to. They're getting the lowdown. There's price lists flying around everywhere. So it's kind of we do rely on it, and we take it seriously as a sales event. Like, we're trying to, we're using the relationships that we already have with our customers and shops to show them the new gear, and we're doing this and we're doing that. I wonder if there was a dedicated day where you just throw all that shit out the window. Yeah. Everyone on the exhibitor stands knows that this is a day where you get to promote your brand and your products to the world, the country, because you've got all of the top-ranked influencers that get personally invited to AFTA. AFTA flies them down, and it's just a day of everyone's just getting content, whether it's live content, whether it's recorded content. They're all finding their favourite little brands and products, and they're interviewing people that have designed those brands. I don't know. It could be daunting for a lot of people that aren't comfortable in front of a camera. I don't know. I like the thought exercise of what do you do to anything, and not that AFTA particularly needs it, but just what could you do to bring more excitement to this industry that we play in?
100%. Oh, I'm all for anything, and I stand by the big thing for me is the build up. A month, 2 months out, month and a half's probably about right. Start pumping the shit out of it, really going hard. So, but anyway, that's not for us to sort of decide. But I'd like to see it promoted a bit more because the more the bigger attendance, the better. Having said that, I think they broke another record for the gala dinner attendance this year.
They did,
which is like the third year in a row or something.
And there was massive. I think
which is awesome.
I think the stat they read at the start of the gala night was that this is for this industry, like the fishing and outdoors.
Yeah,
it is the biggest in the world.
Yeah, for attendance
as an awards night / gala night for a specific industry in that outdoor space.
Yeah,
it is the biggest in the world.
In the world, yeah. Yeah,
That's
I remember talking.
Sweet.
So when we were in the States, we were there with a few pretty well-known tackle industry people in Pat Levy and the J.M. Gillies crew, and we were talking about it then. They had some of that insight, and it was fascinating.
It's awesome.
Massive.
And that was a great night. Yeah. That was a great night this year.
It always is. It's just about how you exit without being dragged to the CAS. So
it's easy.
Smoke bomb?
Smoke bomb.
As you get older, you get better at the smoke bomb.
Yeah.
But every now and then, the smoke just clears way too quick and you're left stranded with nowhere to go but the CAS and a world of hurt the next day.
Yeah.
Now, Adam, before we finish up my US roundup, I just want to officially and formally, I suppose, inform the community and you good self-ads that I've now caught a largemouth bass and from where I sit have every qualification to join the Bassmaster Elite Tour.
Can't believe you haven't been invited already. And
listen, I would have thought the invite would have come.
For all I know, you may have had multiple invites, and you're trying to choose which team to commit to.
Yeah, like a college, like the college
it's natural.
Sort of invites. Yeah,
So the recruiting process has started. I would have expected that by now.
No, you'd be wrong.
Okay.
The phone hasn't rang.
It was a busy weekend. They're probably still unpacking.
Yeah.
And wait. So leave the phone on. I'd expect it to blow up.
I'm in. I've never been more confident about a fish in my life. It's set me up. I might be the first competitor just to fish spin. Not
and
interested
worms.
in spin
Just
and worms.
spin and
Well, I
worms.
don't need bait cast. What's this? Don't worry about it. I'm good. It became a bit of a running thing. Shout out to my Corey, who you caught up with at AFTA the other day. We tried hard to get a bass each and ended up just me, Causa. Sorry, bud.
That's all right, mate. Let's work on that for next year. Listen, I wonder,
but
maybe elite like tournament fishers need a caddy. Like Corey, you can sort out Luke's spin outfits.
Yes.
If you could just have them tied up, fresh leaders, please.
Yes.
If you could have them in
tackle trays, organised,
labelled
by colour, by size,
new trebles on everything, please.
New trebles every hour?
Just updating. Fish. We need all the worms rigged in all the different ways you can rig them.
Yes.
We don't
need
deal
my
with dirty gear, so wiped down and polished, please.
Yeah. And I want my caddy to be giving me updates every 5 to 6 minutes on wind speed and direction.
Yep,
barometer. Because it
barometer.
impacts casts.
They're correct.
Barometer.
We need barometer.
Sun position, moon phase, just constant updates.
If you could memorise just the basic outline, because if plan A and B aren't working, we'll need suggestions on C, D, E, and F. Listen, you're a caddy, might not listen, but it'd be nice to have the suggestions.
Just suggest it. I'll be in charge of whether or not I actually listen to you. Suggest it.
Suggested. Yeah.
A fishing caddy. I like the sound of that. I like the sound of that. So there's something in there for you. I'm not going to touch on this in much more detail than I want to, because I want to do this in another episode, because I want to start talking about AFTA.
Yep.
All I want to say is that bass that I caught that basically, it's turned
got you
me pro.
entry into the Bassmaster Elite. Yep.
Was on a chatterbait.
Yep.
And I know that if you've ever watched any bass stuff on YouTube and stuff, just amateur stuff, chatterbaits are a big.
They're part of it.
They're almost one of those lures that are the go-to because they just get it done.
Yeah.
I know we spoke about worms the other day. And like I said, I'm not going into more detail. I'm going to schedule this for next episode. I want to talk about chatterbaits and why we're not using them on so many other species in Australia.
Fair. Write it
All
down.
right. I'm going to leave it there because I think it's probably could be a 20-minute, and I want to get into AFTA. But
We will dissect this.
okay, we will. Ads, what does 25 years of innovation and development get you?
I'm tipping a fair result, Luke.
Correct. And that's exactly what the team at Spotter Sunglasses have done. 100% Australian owned and operated. Spotters are designed to survive and withstand Australians' toughest conditions.
From chasing barra in the top end, fishing the rugged WA coast, exploring Tassie, suffering through the bitterly cold winters here in Victoria, or cruising up the east coast of Australia. Whatever you do and wherever you go, Spotters literally have a pair to cover all of it.
And you're covered from the glare and UV exposure with Spotters.
And they're bloody stylish and comfortable too.
The range of frames and lenses is massive, so do yourself a favour and head over to spotters.com.au and check them out. I've just knocked the top off another one, Ads, and I've realised after I just battled with the first one with a bottle opener, they're twist top. So
Off to a flyer.
off to a flyer. Now, Adam, we've spoken about the US and the diseases that I've brought home, but and obviously, as we said off the top, said diseases meant I couldn't attend the Australian Tackle Show, which is always a great time to catch up with friends, colleagues, industry. You know, I was really disappointed. However, I had some crew on the ground, but more importantly, you, my friend, you were there doing your job. You were representing, and in a stunning shirt, by the way, that you're wearing again tonight.
I had to. I was meant to get some photos. Listen, the company I work for in Rapala we've come to be known over the last few years that there's one of the days we wear a loud shirt.
Yeah.
And this is why the company I work for is awesome. It's all about bringing the fun back. It's about having a bit of fun. We've got the loud shirts. This year, as I'm proudly sporting right now in the studio, Luke.
Love it.
Looks a little bit much to people. Not going to lie.
Well, the thing is, you say loud shirt. I want everyone out there listening to think about a loud shirt. Louder.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Louder.
So the one I'm sporting now are all of the lures that we released this year in all of the colours. And I think it's come up a treat.
Good.
My kids saw me leave the house in this, and they immediately disowned me. But they're young; they don't get it.
They don't get it.
And so, no, we are proudly sporting the shirt that we rocked for day 2. We busted them out these days. Gave it a run on the public day as well.
And the dinner.
And the dinner.
And the dinner, nice. No, that was a bit of a tradition. So that's good.
So we've stayed true to form, and we're already in discussions on what we can do for next year.
Led by your colourful leader, Tim Morgan. Shout out, Tim.
Without him, this wouldn't happen.
Who wears the shirt prouder than anyone on the stand there at Rapala. So
100%.
Very, very good. But yes, you were certainly on the floor, had your hands full for a solid 3 days, Ads. But look, it sounded like it was a fun and eventful event, which is great, and it is a very, very cool event. We put it out there, I suppose, before we get stuck into some of your insights on social media. So please go ahead and find the Deep Drop green logo and get in touch. But we sort of threw around, if you've got any questions from the 2 trade shows that we attended. So, Ads, I might just rip into some of these if you don't mind. Some of the questions were... Well, this one's interesting. Was there a lure... What's the best lure for shit fishos? Be buggered if I'm catching something on a 13-inch prawn. So I'm like, that's not a bad question, though, because there is a lot of development in lures, if we just talk about lures specifically, that are technical. We've seen some come out in the last 12 months or so that are very, very technical, aimed around, forward-facing sonar and things like that. But I'm going to throw to you, because I'm sure you've got something in your stable of products. What would you say for let's say a beginner or just a weekend fisher who wants to do a bit of lure fishing, that A, isn't that hard to use, and B, is pretty effective on catching some bread and butter species.
Well, it's a great question, and
Yeah.
I noticed in it that it said something along the lines and referring to a 13-inch prawn.
Yeah.
Probably not the trade show for you this year, because the hot topic around majority of the suppliers was a prawn that was way too fucking big. And it's one thing our industry has embraced massively over the last few years, and it's something you and I have covered on the pod as well, Luke. We are definitely not afraid to fish big anymore, and we are actually learning that it can be a valuable part to any fisherman's tackle box is something that's way oversized. Now, for this year, it was the prawn. Probably not something I would suggest for someone getting into it. So,
No.
Depending on where you live in the country, I'll throw a couple out there.
Yep.
If you want to get started on lures, I think there's two styles of lure that you should have in your tackle box. One is just a basic metal slug.
Yeah, nice.
You can do anything with it, and you can catch anything. Whether you're fishing for Australian salmon in Victoria, whether you're fishing for Spanish mackerel up north, or spinning off the beaches on the south coast of New South Wales for tailor and big salmon, a simple metal slug. It doesn't matter who makes it, it doesn't matter what colour it is, and it doesn't matter what it does. If you can chuck it a country mile and you can wind that bastard back quick, it's going to catch something.
I don't know if we've spoken about this. It feels familiar, but this metal slug is probably one lure style and technique that is pretty much nationwide.
Yeah.
When
Anywhere
you think about
you want to go.
Coastal, any coastal spot in the country, you can catch fish at, whether it's from way remote WA right down to Tassie off the beaches, Fraser Island in Queensland. You know what I mean? Like everywhere.
You can be out offshore in a boat and jig it. Like it's versatile. So the metal slug, if you are around somewhere and you're more of a quiet water estuary fisher, just get some sort of vibe. Vibes are that good, it's almost cheating.
Yeah,
and whether you're chasing brim, whether you're chasing flathead, whether you're chasing snapper, the size and weight can depend on your fishery. I'll leave that up to you. But I think if you're a beginner fisher that wants to get into lures, if you've got a vibe and or a metal slug, your lure fishing journey has just begun successfully.
I love that. Look at you go. You're still in trade show mode.
I love it, mate.
You're still in selling mode. I love it. Okay, good. Well, that's a good summary. Thank you very much. Another question was there any good fly gear? I don't know if you had your
Not that I noticed.
In all honesty,
there could have been a full section like ICAST. I wouldn't know.
Well, question for you though, is there? I can't recall in the last few years there being a real presence of fly fishing at AFTA. ICAST 100%, like to the point where at ICAST there is a fly casting pond where you're in the venue, so you can actually cast. Obviously, I didn't go there, but the
nor did anyone. It was nice to have it. But
someone told me about it. I didn't see it. I didn't stand there in awe going, God, these guys are great. Look at them wave their wand. I didn't do that. What are you talking about?
Do you know, it's actually a great question. It's something that AFTA doesn't feature. And I'm actually a little bit surprised because fly fishing is 100% back. It took a little bit of a back seat when through the drought. But I feel as though saltwater fly in particular is as popular as it's ever been. The freshwater thing is decent. But
do you know what's wild,
though? It doesn't feature heavily.
It doesn't. And what's interesting is, I reckon if there was, because I don't know all of the brands, but if there were a few brands that exhibited at something like AFTA, it might actually spur a few retailers on to go, you know what, I'll chuck a little section of fly in.
Because there is a section for fly fishing in the awards, and we're going to get to the awards shortly, but
did anything win it?
Well, no. You can. It's the same thing every year. You can guarantee that you can guarantee that gillies with sage, pure fishing with hardy, and if mayfly are there or not with scientific angler, they're the three they're going to feature. Never anything more, never anything less, and you can basically roll the dice on one of them winning something.
Although wasn't a pair of Bill Classon's pliers? Didn't they win? Or that might have been ICAST, actually.
It must have been a tough year if they won best fly fishing product. Not because the pliers are shit.
No, the pliers are actually legit.
Because fly fishing, you'd expect either a rod, a reel, or a fly. Just saying.
Or a line. Yeah. Anyway, so you didn't see any flyer gear, and you would have been looking, no doubt.
I sure wasn't.
Did you go to the Molossi stand?
Oh.
Did you check that out? Because I didn't because I wasn't there, but I can certainly talk to that product given my involvement in it. But what was your first take on it?
Molossi went from the sweethearts of the trade show last year to just a full-blown established we're here brand, and they did it again this year. They had a bigger stand. I'm pretty sure, again, we'll get to the awards, I'm pretty sure they won best medium stand. So I think 2 years ago they won best small stand. They this year won best medium stand. I think they had lure painting on their stand. I could be wrong. I didn't manage to get across and spend any time there because obviously the vast majority of my trade show was spent, all of my trade show was spent at Rapala. Yep. But I think they had like paint your own lure type stuff on their stand, and they went next level. So that was really cool. So yes, they have 100% grown. They had a great presence, and I'm sure on the public day there would have been plenty trying to muck around with designing their own lures. Pretty
popular on the public day. The Molossi crew, because there was another question about Molossi. What do you like about the new lures? What we're seeing, which is really exciting for people who don't have $150 to $200 to spend on these timber stick baits and so forth, is the Molossi boys are launching what they're calling a staples range, which is essentially the plastic body versions of a lot of their timber program.
Oh, okay, interesting. I must admit, I'm not across it at all. I apologise to whoever asked.
Which means effectively, you can get those styles of stick baits and poppers and casting lures that are anywhere from sort of $25 up to whatever, might be 60 or 70, but not necessarily 150. And the beauty is the colorways and the paint jobs are almost, as neat and special as those timber ones. So that'll be really cool, and should be good to see them hit the shelves, which is a bit later in the year. But I was wondering about the stand because obviously not being there.
The stand was impressive.
Yeah,
very impressive.
So there was a question, another one before we move on. Who was best on ground after hours? So that one's to you. I can't push anyone under the bus this year because
best on ground after hours. I can answer this. Yeah. So I didn't participate in any big after hours, but I do know that the CAS featured heavily.
Yes.
I'm actually going to give best on ground this year to our Sydney rep, Steve Summers.
Okay.
He's not a big drinker.
Right.
He's a legend of a dude. We sort of had a little bit going on at the Rapala house. That was great. After the gala dinner, he asked me, he goes, come to the CADS for an hour? I'm like, not a fucking chance. I know exactly what that means.
That's not
my
an
first
hour.
rodeo. Not happening. So he goes, come on, just an hour. I'm like, not happening. Then Chapman rolls over. Hey, Ads, come to the CAS for a bit. I'm like, no fucking way. Not a chance. So anyway, Steve went to the CAS. I went home.
Nice.
I did end up, we all went back to the Rapala house. We're having a few drinks. That was fine. I went to bed at 1 a.m.
Okay.
Didn't have a skinful. Just enough for a light buzz, I was okay.
Yeah.
I woke up at, I think, 2:40 for a cheeky wee.
Yeah.
Steve wasn't back yet.
Oh, shit.
I'm like, okay. My alarm then went off at 6 o'clock to get ready for the public day. Steve was in bed, and when he arose, he let us know that he hit the bed at 4:20 a.m. It was
solid.
It was a rough public day.
I was going to say, just keeping in mind, this is the Friday night, so the trade show has ended. Saturday public day. Yep. Thousands of people rolling through. You don't have to be on your game as far as talking the talk, but you got to be there in mind, body, and spirit. Oh, he wasn't there in any of that.
Nah. So shout out to Steve. I also do want to give, it's probably co-winners. The other one goes to Adzi from All Out Fishing in Geelong. His big night was on the first night, so the Thursday night. Yeah. So going into the second day of the trade show on a Friday, I saw Adzi walk through the front doors, and I don't think he knew he was walking through the front doors. I caught up with his counterpart. He had a bath. That's right, a bath to try and rehydrate. He had no idea what was happening. I saw him later, and his exact words were, "I don't think I've ever been this hungover."
Yeah, okay, that's solid. Yep.
So I think Steve and Adzi probably take out best on ground. Shout out to both of them. Phenomenal effort.
I've got a nomination based on text messages I was receiving. And you and I love this human being. And he's been on the podcast and he will come back on at some stage because we just genuinely love him. Curtis Waterman from Halco Tackle. So, Kurt, now keep in mind, Kurt, Ben Patrick and Tim Carter had been in the States for a couple of weeks, exhibited at ICAST, flew from Orlando to the Gold Coast to exhibit at AFTA. No home time at all. Jeez. These boys are running on absolute empty. And credit to them. Their stand, from what I saw online, looked amazing at AFTA as well. Kurt said he got sucked out to the CAS, I think, after the gala dinner, and he simply said went 3 too many rums than he should have and suffered all the next day at the public day for it. But he's made it home to Perth, and he's a very happy boy because, Jesus Christ, that's a long trip and a great effort. So as much as pushing him under the bus, it's also a shout-out. That's a sensational effort.
These awards for Best On, with the utmost respect.
Because we've all done the trade show hangover ads, and there's not much worse.
Hard. No, you're right. There's not much worse.
We could almost do a top six worst places to be hungover. Yes. I reckon trade show
trade show public day might be up there.
Oof. But just any of those, work function, like you could / work function, like nothing worse. Yeah. Anyway, well there you go. There's a few of those questions, but I mean, there was another question asking for our top 6 ads, but we'll probably summarise that in when we go through. Do you want to go through the best in show winners, or have you got a bit more of a summary on your take out of AFTA?
No, there's probably not much more to say. It was a great time, which it always is. We catch up with everybody that we haven't seen, some of which for 12 months. We see all the new product. It is the big annual trade show for us. So no, it was a lot of fun. You will see, so the community out there, stay in tune with all the socials of all your favourite companies, because you will be seeing some of the best fishing tackle that we've had in this country for a very long time. Yeah, it's only getting better. There is a piss load of really big prawns, which is pretty cool. And I think overall it was a great success. We had fun. We'll always have fun at it.
Always have fun.
We missed you, Luke. It wasn't the same. It wasn't the same without you. But just know, I caught up with your team. We gave you a lot of shit behind your back.
Yeah, it's no doubt. I would expect nothing less.
Yeah, but it didn't turn out too bad because you ended up with a caddy, and that's what's going to happen.
That's what's going to happen. No, I did miss it. It's always such a great event to see. More than anything, just to catch up with people, as you said, Ads. But as we know, and we've done this the last couple of years, there are product awards, best in show winners, and typically new product showcase products get nominated and put forward by wholesalers. And there's a bunch of categories. So we'll kind of burn through a few of them, Ads, but there are a couple that I want you to break down a bit further because they actually come from your mob at Rapala.
We had a good award season.
You certainly did, by the look of it. Now, there was one in particular that I had not seen before. You kept that very close to your chest. Well played, but it looks pretty cool. So we'll get into that in a minute. But what do we want to do? Do you just want to rip through the categories as I see them on the AFTA website, or?
Yeah, rip them out. Right. We'll tell everyone what they are, and if it needs a breakdown, we can break it down.
Okay, so line, Daiwa Saltiga 12 Durasensor, which is, line's not. I shouldn't have started with line. It's not an exciting category. Move on.
Yep. Next.
Because the next one I was going to do was tackle management and Venom backpack. Okay, we started boring. Let's go into the new Saltiga, which won the best reel. You can always if you can guarantee one thing in life is that when a new Stella or Saltiga is released, it's going to be sharp. It's going to be hot. It's going to be nice. There's nothing possibly going to be wrong with it. You know what I mean?
And I don't know much about the new Saltiga, but I can tell you what I did see, which I thought was very interesting.
Please.
I snuck into the show early to have a quick walk around and try and suss out what was going on. Daiwa had a couple of Saltigas set up on some sort of custom stand, and off each Saltiga, wound through a rod, was hanging some downrigger weights.
Yeah, right.
So I think, and please, community, help me out here because I don't know. I think the new Saltiga has some sort of technology in it that makes it a hell of a lot easier to wind those heavier weights with a threadline reel, which has always been a little bit of an issue. And why in that space, game fishing, jigging, overheads are probably still the go-to.
Yeah.
I think Daiwa have tried to solve that for spin reels with the new Saltiga. I don't really know. I'm just putting the pieces of the puzzle together from what I saw. Community, if you've done more research than me, let me know. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, no, that is interesting because there's got to be something. You know what I mean? Like you can add a cosmetic or something to these reels, but there needs to be something. So something like that is actually very interesting. And I want to backtrack. I shouldn't shit on some of those other categories because they are really important. And I just
but
looked
they're
at
boring.
I know, but I just looked at the Venom backpack and went, and I'm just going off a picture, I actually want to find out more because tackle management is still something that fucks with me. So I want to find out more about that. Now, the next one is the best soft lure. Adam, talk us through the Crush City Trickster 1.5 inch, please.
This was probably our biggest project for the last 12 to 18 months. Big Mickey Horn has been trying, and successfully, might I add, designed a soft plastic crab that you've just got to see it. Jump on the Rapala socials. Everything has been designed with specific purpose, and the point was designing a soft plastic crab that no matter what it was doing, always had some sort of action. So whether that's from an insane defensive pose when it's resting on bottom to the legs actually moving and swimming on the fall.
Tell me something. Tell me something, just to put it in perspective. What are you using it for? Do you know what I mean? Like, talk us through how you would use it and what for.
Well, it's specifically designed for the brim market. I think that's where it's going to shine. The first thing we got asked by everyone who is in a brim area is, when do we get a big one? As in...
So 1.5 inch not big enough?
Permit fishing and bone fishing and all that.
Yeah.
So just all that sort of stuff. But I think for brim and that estuary stuff, it's absolutely perfect. But brim's where it's going to shine, I think.
Yeah, nice.
Mind you, Mickey Horn accidentally caught an 85 centimetre flathead on it.
Mickey Horn, can we get this bastard on this podcast, for Christ's sake? I'm sick of people being so good at fishing. Yeah. We need to bring him down a notch.
That's right. Yes.
Can you please organise that? Adam, can you please organise that? The next few weeks, let's get Mick Horn on the show to talk through some of this, but also just to shut him up a bit and say, come on, mate. I love him. What a great guy. And credit to him because he's obviously done an awesome job with that one as well. Yeah,
so we were super proud of that one. That was a big one for us.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, you've still got a Paddo brim to tick off your monthly rezos. Could this come into the equation?
All of a sudden, it seems viable now.
Yeah, the confidence is sky high. All right, the best hard lure was the Laser Pro 210 Double Deep. Now, people might go, Laser Pro 210, that was released last year, correct? In the Crazy Deep or the Extra Deep or whatever you want to call it. Yep. So this is the shallower running version. And, credit to him, it was probably always going to happen, but brought it in, and it is... As we've seen with that 210 since release, it's a fucking belter.
Yeah, off the success of last year's 210 was a bit of a no-brainer. And Aussie.
So good. Sunny's, obviously Spotters should have won. Moving right along.
Yeah,
hey, in all honesty...
No, in all honesty, they should have won.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's all we need to say about that.
Yeah.
But I did see some of the new gear and some of just the range on the spotter stand this year looked unbelievable. I know you spent a bit of time over there.
Yeah. Some very nice sunglasses,
oh,
which
yeah.
we'll showcase a bit of that going on.
Yeah, let's showcase a bit of that. Let's showcase some of that onto my head. I need a new pair.
Yes, yeah.
I need some bass fishing sunnies now that I'm a pro angler.
Oh, correct.
Yeah,
correct.
Yeah. Now, another one for you. The best game fishing lure was the Countdown Magnum Elite from Rapala. So I'll let you explain it, but it's basically it's what we've come to expect with the Elite series of countdowns. But this is a big bubba.
Yeah, so this is one of the most successful offshore fishing lures that Rapala's had forever, has been brought into modern times with the new Elite gilded finish. So still made of hard Abachi wood, still wire through. That's been beefed up a little bit, but the finish is ridiculous.
It's pretty special.
It's ridiculous. So that was cool to get recognised to refresh such an old faithful. Was nice.
And that's it. Like, because it's an interesting one because obviously modernised, but it's still got that old school feel about it with the bib.
Yep.
And do you know what I mean? And the eye, like it's not. Yeah.
Well, it was the ultimate one for Rapala. I think it wasn't broke, so we didn't fix it.
No.
Still hugely popular for the pelagics up around Queensland and northern New South Wales specifically, and just brought into modern times with that new gilded finish. Looks great.
Yeah, nice one. Terminal tackle was the Bait Junkie covert jig head.
Which I didn't know much about it, but just seeing the picture on the Garland, I think it's some sort of hidden weight system.
Yeah, yep. They typically have a pretty good setup when it comes to that attack, or that keeper section.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. Oh, hang on a minute. Fly fishing product. And I don't even care if I pronounce this wrong, Averon 6000 cassette reel by Hardy or Pure Fishing.
Yep. So great work on Pure Fishing for entering the only fly fishing product and taking that out. No, that's a lie actually, because I think Sage took out second place for something.
Did it? Hang on, let me have a look. Oh, I can't be bothered. The Gillies crew took out the boating accessory with the 275 inflatable which is the Response brand. With nothing necessarily exciting, but it's certainly a very fucking important part of what you do in a boat and kayak and whatever else. Fishing accessory I see here, Adam, has the Rapala brand on it too, a fillet mat.
Yep.
Now, obviously they're in the Australian market, but I actually saw these at ICAST too, and I didn't realise that you guys were bringing them in here. They're a cool mat. Yeah.
So let me quickly paint the scenario. How many times have you cruised up to the stainless steel filleting station with a bag full of whiting, and as soon as you empty them onto the thing, they piss off down the other end because of all the friggin' slime? Now you can at least jam down a mat that's going to hold everything in place, and it will make it that little bit easier to not send the fillet knife through your thumb as you're trying to hold down a slimy whiting.
Now, can I ask a question about these fillet mats? Does your knife slice through it?
Nah, they're hard as a cat's head.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Just asking. Marine Electronics, the Geospot kayak, 40-pound, 36-inch.
That was actually an interesting one. From what I understand,
from Water Snake, Jarvis Walker.
Yeah, please correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's like a transamount electric motor for a kayak.
Kayak, yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Pretty cool.
And the only reason I know that is because it says kayak in the name of the product. So.
Well, I'd be surprised. I'd be surprised if it was a bow mount.
Yeah, fair chance.
It could be. I don't know. I don't know much about it, but we'll see.
Is there a Best in Show awards night without AFN picking up something? And listen, we love Bill Klassen. He's done so much for our industry.
He's a Hall of Famer.
He's a Hall of Famer. He is a Hall of Famer, legitimately.
Yep.
But it's a ratchet strap.
I dare say. I dare say one day Bill Klassen will have an AFTA award named after him.
Yes.
I won't say what it is, but I reckon there will be one.
Just an accessory. It'll
but
just
Luke,
be a
it's
thing.
not just a ratchet strap.
It's not just a ratchet strap.
No, it's a Bill Klassen ratchet strap.
It's a Bill Klassen ratchet strap. You haven't been ratcheted unless you've been Bill Klassen ratcheted.
Correct.
combo, Sienna Mercuro combo from Shimano.
Yeah, listen, we thought we'd leave that to Shimano by not entering the cap and
That was
stubby holder. So, yeah, we thought Shimano, just a small player in the game. We thought we'd allow them to have
them a go.
board. Yeah, just, a little bit of a leg up for next season. So well done, Shimano, on that one.
Best game fishing rod. Now, I haven't seen this. I want you to talk me through it. I don't know if you managed to get eyes on it, which is the Live Fiber Relax game. Now, this looks like something out of Star Wars. So I'm going to find
the RoboCop game rod.
Yeah. I'm going to find out a bit more info on this one and come back to to you maybe next week, because it looks pretty cool. I'm literally seeing this for the first time, so I'm sorry everyone if I've let you down.
And I'm not hugely across it, but I think it's some crazy like chunky Winthrop guide Terminator type arrangement.
Yeah, it does. It drives your boat for you as well, I think.
Yeah.
Australian-made product, best in show winner is the Venom, a Venom rod. Venom, obviously by Wilson.
Proudly Australian forever.
Proudly Australian forever. Good on you, Wilson crew, because I don't know. There's something. It's like a bit like Helco. There's something kind of cool about having that.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, correct.
Wilson also took out the best rod, Blade and Tails, which is I don't know if there's a model. Was it just Blade and Tails?
I'm not too sure. I'm not too
Good
sure.
rod, Blade and Tails. Yeah. I did use some Blade and Tails rods on a recent trip to Tiwi Islands, and they are a beautiful rod, actually. And that's about it. That just about rounds it out. I mean, we don't have to go through runners up. There's some.
No, you can head over to the AFTA website and have a look at all.
You can. In fact, we'll put a link. We'll put a link into our stories here on the Deep Drop Instagram page to check out all the best in show winners and runners up. I guess. Sorry, I've just nearly dropped my computer completely off the desk, so that's pretty unprofessional of me.
Put down for the future.
Yeah, I'm all for the future.
Actually, let's not do it for top 6.
Right.
Top 6 new categories for AFTA awards. You and I should come up with that.
We should come up with that. Would there be one for best slip of the tongue?
I think most penis.
We'd have a winner every year. And it would be the same thing every year, and it would be deserved because it would never get old.
Yeah.
I think most penis.
Shout out to Brooksy, who also, speaking of AFTA, had his launch of his premiere of his new film at the Surf Club there.
And
which
I
from
heard it
all
was
accounts
massive.
Was epic. And Brooksy, we're coming for you, and we're going to have you on the show soon, whether you like it or not.
To explain yourself on...
To explain yourself.
I think most penis.
Well, pretty much that, and talk a bit about what you're doing, because, mate, Adam, and I can't recall exactly, but we spoke about a sort of a film festival, didn't we, a while ago on the Deep Drop? We're getting closer. I'm not even...
And I really hope we can get Brooksy on, because I would love to talk to him about the event, and also the film, because it is a film. It's not a YouTube clip. It's a film.
No, it's
and
a film.
I think we need more of it.
Benny Godfrey was behind the production.
The master, yep.
I just hope, and I haven't seen the film, but I really hope there was a bit of...
I think most penis.
Just throughout.
Yeah. I hope it was dropped in there a couple of times. You know how there's post-credits scene? I hope it's that.
That could be at the start of it, like a movie, you go to the cinemas and it's like an Adam Ring production.
Yeah.
And it's the one that's just like, I think most penis production or something. That's the new name of his production company.
I think most penis.
Now, all right, well, that's a bit of a... I mean, thank you, everyone, for your patience over the last couple of weeks. It's been mental. We've managed to get through it, Ads. We're on the other side now. We've got a bit of normality in our lives for a little while. And so we're going to be pumping out some really exciting stuff across the Deep Drop socials, on the podcast. We've got some cool stuff coming up. Some giveaways in the bubbling away in the pipeline. There's been some wicked responses to, as we said last week, in the die with squid jigs, and some people starting to catch some calamari, which is awesome.
Nice.
So stay tuned and watch this space. But right now, Adam, it is time, of course, for this.
The Deep Drop.
Top 6. That's a big statement right there. It's a big statement. I still can't really wrap my head around what happened to your sort of speaking in that little bit? You just sort of forgot what you were talking about?
I don't know. I didn't realise I'd developed a stutter since starting the deep drop.
The deep drop.
We'll see.
Ooh. Yeah. I'm out of it. We've had 1 week off and I'm all over the place today. I'm knocking microphones. I'm dropping computers.
It's been a long couple of weeks.
I'm running a 4-pen and I don't normally run a 4-pen and it's thrown me because I'm like, what colour should I be using?
Mate, I'm devastated. I've been rocking a 4-pen for the last couple of years and check that out. I don't know if you can see on the screen.
What's happened there?
Mate, it was in my my check-in it was in my check-in luggage and somehow the little clip thing has caught something and it's just obliterated it. So now the red and the blue, 2 pretty important colours.
Yeah,
it couldn't have messed up the green, which no one uses ever. But no, I'm going to have...
so has it ripped the clip off?
Yeah, and it's taken
what's happened.
It's taken all the housing with it. So I try and use the blue and the red and it kind of tries to push them down together and it's just a friggin' disaster.
Yeah, no, that's unfortunate. Right. That's not what you want. So I'm just a bit, I'm rattled. My green doesn't work.
No one uses green anyway.
I've mixed up red and blue, and I'm just like, do I just stick to one colour? All right, I'm going back to blue. So it's top 6 time ads, and as we often do, our top 6 has no meaning.
It's got nothing to do with it.
Nothing to do with absolutely anything at all. But we'll talk. One of the things I was thinking was, when you're in the States, it's hard to get anything to eat that feels healthy.
Yeah.
So one of the things I was most excited about getting home was having some fruit.
Yeah, okay.
And so, Adam, tonight, it's the top 6 fruits. Simple, right?
It's simple.
Simple. But, Ads, I think we're going to learn a lot about each other tonight because I don't think we've spoken about it's not something you do. You know, talk about your favourite fruits together as a couple of mates.
I think I learned a little bit about myself. Like looking at my list now.
Yeah. I love my list. I'm a fruit lover.
I'm very happy with my list. It's going to be interesting to see if we do cross over on any. I think we'd have to.
We've crossed swords a few times, but not heavily.
But not on the top 6. I mean...
No. Can I just say, with this top 6, we're specifically talking about the best version of this fruit. Do you know what I mean? Because you can get a shit version of
please,
anything.
I would love for each of the fruits mentioned... Just give us a very quick 3 seconds on its best version.
Yeah. And what makes it the best version of itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Yep.
Now, I'm more than happy to throw to you to kick off tonight, Ads, because I'm genuinely interested and, I just want to know where you're at and what sort of... we may or may not be friends after this. I don't know.
No, I think... I don't know. Somehow I think we'll be relatively aligned. I don't know why. I don't know why, but... There's two clear ones for me, and then we can have discussion about the rest. But I'll open up with a clear one for me.
There's going to be honourable mentions, by the way.
There is.
So many.
There is. So this one for me is highly seasonal, and I look forward to this season every year. But number 1, the mango.
Yes.
The mango.
Yes.
Now the best form of a mango. Still got a little bit of firmness that it's a meaty bite, but it's that beautiful, sweet. Once you've finished eating it, your face is covered in mango juice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, do you know what? It's probably one of the only fruits. Well, certainly in the list that I've got, because it was definitely on my list, mate. Well done. It's probably one of the only fruits. It's hard to get a shit version of. Because even if it's a bit soft, you just smash it all over your face and it's just as good as anything. You know what I mean?
And I want to hear from fellow mango lovers.
Yeah.
Do you just cut the sides off and cut it into cubes and give it the little spread so they all pop up beautifully and you have your little mango flour? Do you get amongst that?
Yeah.
But also, we all get amongst that. It's the best
We all get amongst that, yeah.
But I want the ones that try and handle the pip.
Yeah. Me.
And eat it and eat it like an ice cream. And all the fibres get stuck in between your teeth. There's mango juice just pissing out everywhere.
Yeah.
And still...
You drop it 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, pick it up off the floor. And then when you're done, it's just a satisfying just drop of the pip and there is shit everywhere.
Everywhere.
Nothing
Do you
more
know,
satisfying.
I position myself over the sink over the kitchen sink.
Yep.
To wrangle that, knowing that there is going to be mess, but Jesus, it's going to be worth it.
And there's a specific stance to eat a mango pip. I think you know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. I love it because you can't let that shit go to waste.
No, you can't be. You can't
even
be
if you
wasting
just
any
sort
of
of-
that beautiful flesh.
No, even if you're kind of teething at the fucking pip itself just to get those last bits of fibre and flesh off.
Yep, and because you
Do
hit
it.
it, you hit certain sections of the pip that are just so sweet. It almost sends you into a trance.
Yeah.
Love it, man.
Wow, that's a deep mango discussion.
love
But
it,
Jesus Christ, it's a worthy number one. Yeah. All right. Number two, apple.
Yeah, okay. Listen,
I'm
basic
basic
choice.
bitch.
Run me
Basic
through
choice.
it. I bet
I'm
you
a-
I can guess what your go-to apple is. Actually,
Please.
I'm pretty
Go.
sure I'm certain because there was not to steal your thunder on your pick, but I remember specifically one year going to Narooma and all you did was bang on about jazz apples. Are you still a jazz man?
apples. Mate, I fucking love a jazz apple.
Yeah.
They're crunchy. They're sweet. They tick all the boxes for me. I love a crunch. I love to crunch into an apple.
Yep.
If I bite into an apple and it's soft, it's gone. I don't give it another bite. It is gone. To the dog. Dogs love an apple. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But jazz apple's great. I've got to say, I don't see them as much. And maybe it's where I'm living now. But if anyone
Yeah,
out
still
there,
up here. Still,
they are?
Still plenty of jazz apples up here.
oh, I love a jazz apple. They released a juice there for a while. Didn't have the same sort of appeal.
Well, it's all about the crispness with a jazz apple.
They're so crispy. Oh,
What do you do?
I'm also fond of a pink lady.
Yeah, okay.
What
What are your thoughts on the green Granny Smith?
Look, I appreciate a Granny Smith, and I will happily eat a Granny Smith, but it's not. It'd be in my top 3 or 4, but yeah. Jazz and Pink Lady.
What do you do if you come across a tiny bruise? Are you eat through it or you bite and spit?
Depends how deep the bruise is. If it's a heavy one, it's a bite and spit.
Yeah.
It's I don't bother with a knife trying to carve that thing out. Just bite and spit.
Yep.
There is that. If it's a deep bruise, there's that taste that's just. You know what I'm talking. You can taste it right now.
I can
you?
feel it.
It's
I can
fucking
feel it.
horrible.
Like, I can feel it. I can feel it in your facial expression.
Oh, mate, it's right there. But if it's a little blemish, mate, just eat through that.
Yeah, like it.
We're not fucking around with that stuff. Just eat it.
Like it.
So yeah, wow. I mean, this is already a much more detailed conversation than I anticipated about fruit. To be honest,
I love it.
Over to you for number 3, please.
Easy one for me. Number 3, grapes. Now,
Really?
fine line between a good grape and a shit grape.
Yeah. Talk us through that.
Well, the best way to describe it. Now, my youngest daughter, Piper, and I, we bond over a good grape. When grape season rolls around, we want grapes that they eat like apples. They need to be crisp. They need to have vicious crunch to the point where we stare at each other in the eyes and we see how loud we can pop the bastard in our mouth. We want the crispiest, beautiful, big round grapes.
Yeah, good.
Once they start getting a little bit yellow and shit, they're almost inedible. So the tolerance for an average grape is pretty low.
Yeah.
But when they're at max crispness, they're beautiful things.
Which is what we're talking about tonight. So at their very best. So you're talking about a green grape. How do you feel about a red grape?
Listen, not offended by a red grape. The pips shit me a little bit. But that's okay. I don't not like them, but I prefer a green grape.
Are you inclined to grab a branch and just sort of pop them off as you go? Or you know what I mean?
Because I'm a little bit precious about getting a grape that's still got a little bit of the branch hanging out the top of it. Doesn't do it for me. They're quite bitter and they're a bit shit. So I tend to be a little bit specific with picking individual grapes. I also want to pick what grapes I'm eating. All the ones that sort of...
You're a full grape snob.
I love them.
Yeah.
But I am a grape snob.
Yeah. Okay, good. No, very good.
Did you have it on your list?
It was going to be in my honourable mentions. I love it, but exactly the same as you. It's got to be a good quality grape.
Yeah.
I don't. If as soon as you bite into it and you go, oh, that's a bit soft. It's almost like that apple bruise. It's like
yes.
Bleh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah. All right. I'm okay. Number 4, Tangelo.
Talk me through it.
What? As in, do you know what a Tangelo is?
I know what it is.
Okay, so
Couldn't tell you the last time I had one.
Tangelo is what I would describe as somewhere between a mandarin and a orange.
Yep.
It's peelable, easily peelable, not like an orange, stupid oranges.
Yeah. They're
you know,
hard
so
work oranges.
it's got that mandarin peel where you can peel them really easily.
Oh,
But
okay.
they're big like an orange.
Yep.
And they are the sweetest, most flavoursome, juicy fruit. Oh,
Tangelo.
You're going to have to get one. Now, I'm not 100%, I haven't done my homework on seasonal, when they're at their best, but you'll see them appear in store. So effectively, they're not in store 12 months of the year. Fruit mongers out there might be going, yes, they are.
Yeah.
Maybe they are. I'm sorry. But for flavour, for full flavour, peelable, so easy.
Yeah, like
Because that plays into it as well.
it does play a huge part, I would say.
You can pick sections off like a mandarin,
Yep.
but ultimately just get a chunk of it and just go for it.
You've got.
Get yourself
I'm going to have to get one.
Get yourself a Tangelo.
Tangelo.
It's a cool name.
It is a great name.
Yeah.
Yep. Very exotic.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. I'm going to have to give that a go. You've sold me.
Please.
You've sold me. Number 5 for me, going to be just a solid all-rounder. So number 5, the banana.
Oh,
Look,
wow.
I love a good banana. Not going to lie, it's an uncomfortable public eat. Just want to throw that out there straight off the bat. Everybody knows exactly what I'm talking about.
You never look your mate in the eye when you're eating a banana?
No, it's definitely one that you'd prefer to eat in private. But I've always been a banana fan.
Have you?
Yeah, they're just solid.
Always thought you would be. You give off those vibes a bit.
Especially wearing this shirt. They're good. I'm a little bit similar to the apple in the space of the bruises. Listen, I'm happy to eat through a blemish, but I'm not going to lie. If there's a fair bit of shit, I'm cutting it out.
You're cutting it out, or you just rip it apart, like you know.
Yeah, well, it's probably the one. It's probably the one fruit I'm not so offended about wastage, because obviously if you're out and about, you're not mucking around eating it. And if there is a solid bruise, I'm probably breaking it off and turfing it. Whereas if I'm at home, I'll get a knife and just scoop it out.
My biggest surprise there was just simply, the banana and the history of boating with bananas and fishing with bananas. So I'm really surprised to see it on the list tonight.
Yeah,
not going to lie.
Doesn't bother me. Don't catch fuck all anyway, so banana's not really the difference. So I may as well enjoy the banana.
All right, fair enough. But it's a household staple.
It's probably my favourite, like everyday fruit, kind of like what the apple is in your list. That's probably the banana of mine.
Good energy. All right, fair enough. I'm going to round this out with something that I love, and you can't get enough of them. So, fuck, I've done it again. I'm knocking microphones.
A bottle?
Yeah, no, I'm knocking microphones. I'm all over the place tonight. Sorry about that. It's something about.
I think most penis.
Okay.
Like that.
Yeah, it's always bananas.
Yeah. Number 6, passion fruit.
Ooh,
Give
okay.
me a passion fruit, cut that bad boy open, and just scoop it out.
I was going to say, talk me through how you indulge in a passion fruit.
Well, I mean, you could do it many ways.
I didn't expect to see it on the list, just saying.
Didn't you?
No.
Fuck, I love it. They're so good, and they grow so well down this neck of the woods. And shout out to my dad who supplies us with so many passion fruits throughout the course of the season. Cut them up, just cut them in half, and just get a bloody spoon in there and scoop it out, ads.
Yeah, okay.
And just eat it like that, or use it as a topping on a
Pav.
Well, yeah. But it's very sweet.
Yeah.
So, you couldn't have it in high volumes, I wouldn't have thought, but
So just a tasty treat after dinner?
oh yeah, give me some of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Didn't expect to see it.
Hey, this is what I'm saying. There's a lot of learnings for each other tonight. Mate, I can tell you right now that if you piled up those 6 fruits in front of me, I would have no issue. I'd be happy as Larry.
No, and I think, and this is what made the fruit one so interesting for me, because at face value it probably seems like fruit. You're running out of ideas on a top 6.
No.
But no, there are some fruits that didn't make this list that are going to
Let's go
really
through some
offend
honourable
some people.
mentions. So let's just go through the top 6. Mango, apple, grapes, tangelo, banana, and passion fruit.
Yeah, it's a solid
yes.
6.
But there are some honourable mentions, Adam. And can I kick off just because I was really
Please.
tossing up this one?
Yeah.
A really strong, crisp strawberry.
It was on my honourable mentions too, and I think
Yeah.
a lot of people are going to get upset that it wasn't in the top 6.
Yeah.
But you can't please everybody.
No.
But a big, crisp,
Big,
juicy,
crisp.
fresh strawberry is it's pretty good.
What else you got? Because I've got a few.
I actually had kiwi fruit on mine.
Oh, solid, yeah.
And the only
Yeah,
reason
yeah,
it
yeah.
didn't make my top 6 is because it can be pretty unpredictable whether you're getting a really nice one or a real sour bastard.
Now, do you eat the fur?
No, I'm
That's-
not. Nah. And
Not a
listen,
fur eater?
I know. I look at anyone. I'm a banana man. I look at people weird that
Just hoe into it.
just smash into the skin.
Yeah.
Are you?
I-
Do you smash the skin on it?
No, I don't typically, but I'm not really offended by it. I kind of just haven't done it. It's just not the sort of thing
know.
I've done.
Yeah, it's definitely not offensive. It's just one that
No.
I've never really
No.
had a crack at.
Yeah. A good watermelon.
Oh, I've got that on my list too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about just really getting messy.
Yeah.
Getting your face messy and
Yeah,
just hoeing into
spitting
it.
pips everywhere.
Oh,
and
mate.
just
It's-
you chew too far down, close to the skin, and you hit the white bit, and you're like, oh, that ran out of flavour real quick. But it's still good though. It's part of the experience.
It's so good. Yeah. How do you feel about a cantaloupe?
Bit of a love-hate relationship with the cantaloupe.
I think a lot of people are the same.
Yeah, not my favourite. Wouldn't say I hate it.
Yeah.
Same with like a honeydew.
Honeydew.
Same sort of
Yeah.
feel.
Like if you see
same
it in
sort
a
of
fruit
vibe.
salad at a buffet at a hotel you're staying at, you sort of stay away.
But if I was handed a fruit salad that had it in it, I'm not gonna pick it
No,
aside
God,
and
no.
get offended.
No. Honeydew's funny. It's the one. It's one of those foods that doesn't have a taste.
Yeah,
Is
I
it-
don't
are
know.
you talking about those green
the
things?
green
Is
one,
that what
the
yeah.
green cantaloupe?
I don't think they've got a flavour.
I don't know.
I genuinely don't think that. It's
I just get
like,
the same
yeah.
vibe as a cantaloupe though. I don't know.
Cantaloupe,
why.
yeah. Maybe it's the same.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, very good.
And raspberries. Like there's not much better
Yeah.
than the problem is though, you buy a punnet of raspberries and 1 out of every 3 is just mushy shit.
And the other thing is, it doesn't matter how careful you are, you end up with fucking stain on your shirt.
Yeah, that's true.
It takes one speck of raspberry to ruin a whole outfit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Listen, it's a risk
The only other-
it's worth taking, I think.
Yeah, they're solid. The only other one I had as an honourable mention tonight, ads, was a pineapple. A decent juicy pineapple's pretty bloody good.
Hard to find a really good one, but when you
And you never know until you've cut into it.
And this is the issue. This is
That's
why
the
the
problem.
this is why the
That's the
kiwi
problem.
didn't make it either. But I could argue that finding the perfect pineapple is up there with a mango.
Oh, that's a big statement.
It's just harder to find a real good one.
Yeah. Yep. No, because you can't even feel them. Like they all,
That's
you know
right,
what I mean?
they all
They've
feel
got
the same.
Yeah. Well, that's our top 6 ads, and I'm pretty.
Did you just pop another bottle?
I've done it.
You're on fire.
I've done it again. I need to sort. It's the 4 pen. I'm going to put that
go on.
down now. Well, this has been a wild few weeks, ads, and I feel like I'm looking forward to getting in a bit of normality and firing up and ramping up the show. We've got some people that we've just been holding off to actually have on the show, so I think now's the time we start rolling out some of the special guests that we've got lined up, ads, over the next few weeks.
maybe I've got another trade show next week and then another one 3 weeks after that, and then I'm free.
You do too. Jesus Christ.
It's trade show
Yeah.
season.
Yeah, so normality is not where
Soonish.
you're at the moment. So,
Soonish.
okay, soonish. But massive one. Thanks, everyone, for keeping in touch and coming along for the journey of ICAST and AFTA. And get involved. Top 6 fruits. Tell us, what did we miss? How do you feel about it? If you had to rank them, this is in no particular order, but if you had to rank them, where do they all sit in your lineup?
Yeah.
And keep in touch. Join the community. If you're new, you are part of the community.
Correct.
Welcome.
Part of the
This is the deep drop. This is what we do. We're only getting started. It's episode 142 ads.
Correct.
Just the beginning.
Just the beginning.
Have a bloody great one, everyone. We'll see you real soon.
Peace.